Hi, guys. Thank you for joining us for another session of the Twin Flame Chronicles with me, Betsy, at Fearless Intuition. All of my merchandise, the link is in the description box below. I'm so excited because I just got it. So now I'm wearing it. And I'm like,
and your coffee mug. I was going to say, I can't even see it because like my little thing is at the bottom, so I can't even see it.
And then you can't see my coffee mug?
No, my box is covering it.
That's weird. Do you not have like a double box like I do? By the way, Amanda's here too because I just introduced myself.
Yeah, hi. P.S.
You don't have like the double screen?
I do, but like my little tiny screen is like at the bottom right corner.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I just gotta chill all of a sudden.
You just gotta chill?
Yeah.
So we have been talking about the ego and how it is rearing its ugly head just about every aspect of life right now with everybody. I know that I've been having to fight off other people's egos, and that is my least favorite thing to do. So I'm trying, like I literally tweeted today, I told Amanda that I literally tweeted earlier today that I will 100% not argue with you because I value my energy more than your ego.
Mm-hmm.
And then like a half an hour later, bam, I was met with an ego larger than life. Like the entitlement was really hard for me to swallow. So then I burned a lot of sage and I did a lot of talking it out. But you, I don't know if you should say the word that you've been calling yourself all week.
It's fine because I totally have. I've been a huge cuntosaurus. Like that's a cuntosaurus rex, if you will.
Like it just, and you know, a lot of it has to do with the South Node and Pluto conjuncting on Friday. But that energy is so strong. And if you think about how slowly it's moving through, that energy is so incredibly strong that it's going to last. I feel like it's going to last for a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the South Node? It's all about karma. What is Pluto? It's all about destruction and karma. Pluto is literally the tower. And I feel like people have been having so many tower moments and then projecting that on to other people all week. And I even had to apologize to Ryan for not being the loving Betsy that I normally am.
I know. I had to do that to John last night. I was like, look, I'm real sorry. Like I couldn't help it.
And it really, like, he's the only person that I was really apologetic to. And I haven't even said or done anything to him. Like, I haven't been mean to him. I wanted to be kind of mean today, but I stopped myself.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is asking somebody to stop telling you how to, or stop trying to solve your problems, but support you, that's not mean.
No, that's boundaries.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like that's like, honestly, and people are confusing egos and boundaries. It's like you can set your boundaries without your ego getting involved.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a huge lesson for people to learn. And if you're not aligned enough to set those boundaries without your ego getting involved, then they need to take your class clearly, because it just, I mean,
or just do a coaching session with me.
Yeah, like you have to be able to set those boundaries and not put yourself in it.
Right. And like today was a clear indication of me setting my boundaries and somebody letting their ego get involved and then telling me it was my fault.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I've had so many, like I've had, and I know I'm not the only reader, because there's another reader on Instagram where she was like, I am done with everybody coming on my channel and trying to tell me how I'm going to read and trying to tell me that I'm wrong or trying to tell me this. Like I had to block somebody from my channels yesterday who, it's like laughable, told me that I was full of myself. Me. Like I am the most humble person on the planet. And because I said to them that I felt like they were angry. And usually angry comes from sadness, and that if they needed to talk to anybody, I was there for, because they told me that I needed to calm the fuck down. First of all, they told me I needed to, and I was like, first of all, I was joking with you. So whatever triggered you out of this and made you angry, usually anger comes from sadness. Like holding on to sadness for too long makes a person angry. So if you need somebody to talk to, I am here for you. And they laughed at me and told me that I was full of myself. And I'm like,
when Jonah Hill does it, it's cute, but when Betsy does it, it's laughable.
Thank you. Because I used the Jonah Hill method.
You did.
And it threw
I feel like that needs to be like a new thing, like hashtag the Jonah Hill method. Like,
right.
And maybe if you had done that, he wouldn't have thought you were full of yourself.
This is why you and I are so connected, because you picked up on that, like that I used the Jonah Hill method. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about. There was an Instagram that somebody was told Jonah Hill that he was a nerdy fat kid and he wasn't a skater, yada, yada, yada. And like was trying to like knock Jonah
kill his vibe.
Right?
Yeah.
Kill Jonah Hill's vibe. And you cannot kill Jonah Hill's vibe. Like he knows who he is legit form. And he said exactly that to this dude. He's like, man, if you really need somebody to talk to, because you sound very angry and holding on to sadness for too long brings anger. And if you need somebody to talk to, bro, I'm here for you. Just DM me, whatever. Right. Like he didn't even like his ego, Jonah Hill's ego was not involved at all. And I Instagram that. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to my Instagram and look at that. But that's Jonah Hill method. That.
It's literally the best method ever. And the fact that, but it's funny because it just shows like when other people are in their ego, it's like if you are so in your ego that you can't even see that we're here to help.
Right.
That's your problem, not mine.
Exactly. And so I decided that I didn't need that kind of negativity. And I blocked, because the person was like, I'm done with your channel anyways. And I'm like, if you were done with my channel, you wouldn't still be talking to me right now.
Right. Okay, bye, Felicia. Like if you were done.
I gave them the gift of being done with my channel and I blocked them. Like,
you're welcome.
What you wanted anyway. You're welcome. You don't have to watch me anymore. No sweat off my back. Maybe that makes me full of myself, but you're
so full of yourself that you dismiss them like a queen. That's bye.
Like the fucking empress I am. Thank you very much.
Funny if they show up here and they're like, wait, that was me. And I can be like, okay, well, Jonah Hill method, we're still here for you.
I will tell you, their name is Human and their photo is a blue dot. So I kind of feel like they're full of themselves, because if they're such a human, they're not much of a spiritual being. Like you can tell their vibration, like our vibes. And I mean, they were trying to make me feel bad. I've been watching you for a long time and I don't know what kind of shit you're into, but you're really full of yourself. And I'm like,
you don't know. If you've been watching me, you know what kind of shit I'm into.
Right. I like literally, I have to laugh at it when people tell me that I'm full of myself, because I am the last person on the planet to be full of themselves. I am probably the most humble person ever.
Especially for a Virgo. That's it, you know.
Right? I will even admit that is some shade thrown, and I feel attacked on another level because it's true.
Yes. Like I love me some Virgos. I am so addicted to Virgo energy. Like
but there's an ego on a Virgo that is
my favorite, and it is. And Virgos are they're notorious for that.
You know what's really funny though is I was more full of myself when I didn't love myself. I was more, and being full of myself means that there's too much of an ego there, right?
Exactly, because it's an insecurity that you're covering up with ego, and therefore you present yourself that you are something that you're not, which is confident and too full of yourself.
Right. And it's not that I'm confident. It's just that I know. There's a difference.
Hair flip.
There's a
with your beautiful long locks. Those collagen long locks.
So Amanda asked me how I've been growing my hair so long. And I know everybody asked me about my beauty routine. I kind of feel like I need to do a video. Like have a totally fresh face and show everybody.
I was going to say, we can totally tell who does the beauty routine and then who's like, hi, I've got a 4-month-old.
Dude, you should have seen me when I had a 4-month-old and 2 kids on the, I mean, it was like, no, but I've always been this person. Like, because even if I don't have any makeup on, I still do like a lightening under my eyes and stuff like I use an eye lightener.
Honestly, when I went through my like spiritual awakening, which is like a super weird thing to do. Like for me, when I went through my spiritual awakening, I was very much like, I always had I used to do lip sense, like the Senegence thing, and was super into my makeup and doing my hair. And then when I was going through my spiritual awakening, my dark night of the soul hit, and I just had zero energy. And I was like, you know what? Just forget it. Like, just forget it. I'm like, I wanted people to see my soul. I didn't want them to see what I look like on the outside. And I truly embraced that feeling of like, I just need to feel good no matter how I look. And
you know what's really funny? It's the opposite happened because I didn't used to wear a lot of makeup.
That's so
and
funny.
I went through my spiritual awakening and started wearing more makeup through my spiritual awakening because I felt prettier. I felt because before it was like, I just didn't even really think about it. And I like literally feel like I taught myself how to take better care of myself during my spiritual awakening. I taught myself, which we really went off on a different tangent. This was not what this was supposed to be like, but
no, but ego, like you have to think about it, like ego.
So,
it all kind of ties in.
And you know what's really funny? Like, I'll just say this really quick and then I'll go back to the whole spiritual awakening thing. But I feel like the divine feminine is fighting the ego big time too, because we talk a lot about how the divine masculine is fighting their ego. And I just kind of want to say that I feel like the divine feminine are super in their egos right now as well. Like I almost want to do a reading tonight for both.
Oh.
I haven't done I do it for my Patreon people. So if you ever want to see my twin flame readings, you can find them on Patreon. And I do that specifically because I wanted to separate my twin flame readings from my channel. But I can do one here.
I wonder if we pulled like, oh my God, what if we did
oracle cards and I did the tarot cards? That would be awesome. We should do that.
I think we should do that.
Yeah. So back to the spiritual awakening thing.
Yeah.
I taught myself how to take better care of myself during my spiritual awakening. And in the beginning, it was just an outside taking better care of myself. But now, and Amanda's very familiar about when I'm not feeling well. Like physically, emotionally, spiritually, like we're very tapped into each other. And she also knows that I've had some like physical things happening right now on me that have been bringing me pain. And a lot of it is due to stress, but a lot of it is because I'm still learning how to take care of myself through all of this. It's like I'm doing really, really well. And then I got lost in it.
I was talking to a friend of mine about this actually, like, cause we were talking about taking care of yourself from the inside out, and about how, like, I was saying to you, how we were talking about like keeping your body alkaline and things like that. But I feel like it's just as important, like removing toxic energy is wonderful, and removing all of the toxicity in your external life, but you have to remove the toxicity on your internal life too. And I was saying how, like, I ordered, because I do Young Living, so if anybody ever needs oils, feel free to reach out. I got you. But I was saying how I was ordering the sulfurzyme to kind of get rid of all the heavy metals and stuff in my system.
I did order that. That's actually coming in my order, by the way.
Yeah. And I feel like it's just as important to remove that toxic, like all the heavy metals and all of the stuff we put in our bodies, and just kind of breathe in on a daily basis. We need to be able to remove those to be able to fully heal externally, I feel like, because it starts from the inside out. So,
right. Well, and if you ever look up, like, for example, I've been having tooth pain again. And I know that I need to go to the dentist again. I went like back in December and didn't get all the work done that I was supposed to get done because the dentist, let's be honest, is really fucking expensive. I don't know why everybody gets like, you need to go see the dentist more often. And I'm like, then make it cheaper.
Right.
I mean, if we're all supposed to go see
Then
the
make it
doctor
affordable.
and like take care of ourselves, why is it like thousands of dollars to get done? Because most people don't have, even with insurance, most people don't have $3,000 to pay the dentist. Well, and the funny thing is people told me, well, if you go on a regular basis, and I look at them and I'm like, honey, my family, like all of us have bad teeth. Like it doesn't, I can brush my teeth 3 times a day, gargle with the best that money can buy, and see the dentist every month of my life, and he will find a cavity every time I go. Every time I've been to the dentist in my life, from the time that I was a child, there was a cavity. And then as I got older, there were root canals, because those cavities, no matter how much they filled them, they would get big. I mean, it doesn't matter what I eat. It doesn't matter what I don't eat. It doesn't matter. And people don't understand that. They just think that if you have bad teeth, that you're not taking care of yourself. And I'm like, no, my mom has bad teeth. My grandfather had bad teeth. I'm sure he was adopted, but I'm sure that his
That's so funny, because my grandfather was adopted too. Weird. Yeah. We've never talked about that before. Synchronicities.
That doesn't happen very often either.
No.
Go figure. So, yeah, anyways, what was we were talking about?
So your body. Yeah.
So when, for example, I'm having tooth pain again, and I looked up the spiritual meaning of a toothache, and it means that you're not comfortable, like you feel unstable in your environment, which is, I mean, I'm actually looking for a new place to live. So that makes a lot of sense, because I don't want to be in this environment anymore. It's not stable for my energy. Like I'm noticing that energetically, it's not good for me. I'm aware of that. I'm accepting where I am right now, but I'm aware that something has to change, right? And that's when I like accepted that something has to start to change, and I need to start shifting my energy to another place. That's when my tooth flared up again. So it's very interesting when you have like body pains, when you look up the spiritual meaning of those body pains, it's like, and you read it and you're like, oh yeah.
Do you have the Louise, is it Louise Hay? I think it is. It's the, you can heal yourself. Oh my gosh. I'll have to send it to you after. So I have it.
We might want to put it in the description box if the people.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description box, but it's amazing. It literally has symptoms and what it means within your body down to a T. And it is so accurate. Like John was dealing with something earlier.
Think you actually took a screenshot for me back when I was having teeth in December.
Yeah.
Because and it's so funny, because back in December when I was having teeth problems, I was looking for a new place to live, but I couldn't actually move because it was winter and there was snow on the ground, and I don't like moving in the winter. So I made myself uncomfortable and stayed where I am. 4 months later, here we are. So yeah, I think that there is an ego thing happening all over the place. And I know you and I are not the only ones that are dealing with this. I have seen it.
No.
And the thing is how do we react? I think that I've been pretty good at, I've been really.
Yes. Thank you. John just brought me the book.
Oh. You Can Heal Your Life. Oh yeah, I love that.
It's the best thing in the world.
So, yeah, I feel like there's a big ego death coming.
Yeah, and I feel like it's all this is all residual from Mercury retrograde and the lessons we all needed to learn to burn off. It's all coming full circle.
Well, and so this week we have a new moon in Aries coming up.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing the weekly energy probably tomorrow, but we have a new moon in Aries. And whenever we have that new moon in Aries, it's kind of a big deal. It's like
it's super fiery.
Yeah. And then we have a full moon in Scorpio. So that'll be pretty cool.
What did I say in our text earlier with you and Ryan? I was like, I'm super feisty and fiery today. Like just
Mars moved into Gemini, probably that might be why. Because Mars has been in Taurus, where like Mars gets like literally the fire burnt out when it's in Taurus. It's like, I think I can. And Taurus is sitting there going, I just want really good food. And
that's what we did.
With
Chinese food.
Yeah. Glutton for punishment. Do you want to pull some oracle cards for the divine feminine, and I will tarot for the divine feminine?
Yeah.
We can do a read.
I'm trying to decide, like, I pulled a couple cards, like decks that I want to use, but now I'm kind of, no, you know what? I do want to use those. That's
high vibration.
Right? I have my Palo Santo going right here.
I love that smell. It's rose.
Keeping
rose.
me.
That's actually stuff I got in Maine when I was there last. I still have it. I still have the bottle. That's crazy.
You know, I smelled a rose and frankincense blend earlier today that I was like, this is amazing.
Nice.
I didn't think I would like it. Oh, okay. All right, so let's see. I mean, yeah, this is accurate, I would say. So the first card that came out is a moment's regret, nostalgia, idealizing the past, fearing you've made a mistake.
Oh.
And I feel like that's very accurate. I can't be the only one that, and you know, I know you and I both went through situations this week where our jobs approached us and they were like, hey, do you want to come back and blah, blah, blah. And we kind of had to take that leap of faith of knowing that that's not where our heart was. It's not where our passion was. That's not what we wanted to be doing.
I was literally emailed the golden ticket this week.
Yep.
I was emailed the golden ticket. It was like a really excellent salary, full benefits, matching 401k. Like, I mean, it was like, and it was guaranteed. Like, I wouldn't, because I've worked for them before, I wouldn't have even needed to interview. Like, They wanted me to like call them and say I can start. And I ended up emailing them and I was like, I really appreciate it, but let me swallow my pride.
That's so funny because uncertainty, choose who you will become, and who in the world are you? Getting to know the new you came out as we were talking. And I feel like that's been a huge lesson for all of us is like, again, that ego death of saying that somehow we're not going to make it and that this isn't what we're supposed to do because it wouldn't be this hard if this is what we're supposed to do and we wouldn't have to struggle. And that's not the truth. We lie to ourselves when we tell ourselves that it's not going to take a little bit of work and a little bit of oomph to have the life that we want.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, it's not that the journey is supposed to be easy. It's that if you're constantly hitting yourself up against a brick wall, trying to do the same thing over and over again, you need to look at it a different way.
Right.
Like if you're still moving forward and it's not easy, there's a difference between those two actions. If you keep trying to do something and it's not working, that's not the same thing as being on a journey that's difficult.
Yeah.
Because this isn't easy to do, but it feeds my soul every single day.
Right.
Like and it's funny because like, we'll just give you a little background here. Amanda's actually going to start helping me on the back end with emails and stuff because she has watched me get super, like she actually offered to start doing this because she's watched me get more stressed out and more stressed out and more stressed out. And I can't do my job as a healer. And she's aware of that if I'm stressed out. The thing is I used to be really good at that part of things. I used to be, but it's because that's all I focused on. That's all I was, like, that was my main thing right there. And like, I'm talking about my old life. Like I was the one that scheduled everything and I was the one that, like, I was a project manager. Like that was my job basically. So I thought, oh, easy peasy, I can do both. No, when you change your soul purpose, you are literally ripped away from every part of your old life. And I had to recognize that. Like just now saying that out loud was an aha moment for me. Like that's who I used to be. And the reason why I can't do it anymore, and it stresses me out to no end to do something like that, even though I'm still really good at it, even though it stresses me out to do it, I have to recognize that I can no longer be that person that is in control of all of that. I have to manage another part of me.
Getting to know
now my throat chakra's clearing.
Yep.
Speak your truth, Betsy.
Well, it's just so funny too, because like I feel like I had to, like, what did I say to you earlier? Like when I was like saying earlier in the week, my job asked me to come back after having the baby and stuff like that. And it took everything in me. I was like, no, you will be okay. This is what you're supposed to be doing. This was the plan all along. And you have to stand behind that because you know that's to be true. But that doesn't mean my ego didn't creep in and be like, okay, but that's a secure paycheck and that's this and that's that.
But those are happening.
Right. But then that's my money blockages and money issues that I'm like, no, I let those things die off and it's time for them to truly die off. So was that the death card?
I'm laughing because of the first card that just flew out. Like I barely shuffled anything. And oh my gosh, the first two cards. There was a card underneath the first card. So the first card is the Ace of Pentacles.
What?
The second
the
one,
lovers.
Of course. And this is the Divine Feminine energy and the Knight of Cups. And I feel like what the Lovers card here is actually saying is
you're loving what you do.
Well, and aligning yourself to what you do and giving back to yourself in order to get through the healing process, allowing yourself to understand that what you do and what you love to do with the Ace of Pentacles is this is the gift that the universe is trying to offer you over and over and over again. And I don't even feel like the Lovers is the relationship at this point. I feel like the Lovers is the alignment between the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine in the Divine Feminine.
And I feel like it's about you're feeding your soul's purpose and love it, like finding passion in your day-to-day life. And
right. And so the Seven of Cups on the Ace of Pentacles for the Divine Feminine, even if it's confusing, even if the universe is going to pinpoint that option for you, that one option for you, even in the confusion of everything. Like, because if this is where I am, I know for sure, because I told Amanda this, be careful what you wish for. And I will tell everyone, once you come into alignment with yourself, once you allow yourself to break free from that old life and you start getting, and I even told Eric with Divine Conversations, you start getting everything you've ever wanted, even things you didn't know you wanted, they start coming at you. It is so overwhelming. Because
I'm pretty sure I texted you that earlier. I was like, I'm getting everything I ever wanted and I don't know what to do.
Right. Because, and like everything that's been happening to me that's been falling into line, it hasn't been easy to get there. But I mean, things keep showing up and things keep showing up and things keep showing up. My connection is unstable. Oh, I know what this is. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Wait a second. Oh, crap. Sorry.
Are we good?
Yes. I knew exactly what happened. My internet does that to me all the time. We're good.
Okay.
We're still recording too, which is pretty funny.
Okay. I was like, woo!
Yeah. That's really hilarious. It happens so much. It's stupid.
Well, it's so funny because like when you were talking about all that, the card I pulled is the Queen of Spring. Brilliant, loyal, talented, and friendly. Believe in yourself. Wonderful people want to help you. Maintain a balance between work and home life.
Oh, that's really funny.
That's really funny.
All right. So the Hierophant on the Lovers.
Of course.
Are you going to go back to old society standards or are you going to be true to yourself? Bam.
Yep.
And again, it's so funny because I know that this is very reminiscent of what's going on with you and I, like within our lives. But I think a lot of people are going to resonate with this. Are you being true to yourself or are you being true to societal standards?
The Sun. Plans that work out perfectly. Amazing ideas that lead to rewards. And
no. I shit you not. The card that just came out. The Sun.
Stop.
You cannot make this shit up.
I love that.
You cannot make this shit up. That's crazy. And it came out on the Knight of Cups. So
how funny is that?
I'm so glad that was on camera because
I know
nobody would believe us.
I'm glad that it wasn't frozen at that point.
Me too. All right. So let's do the Divine Masculine. I'm sort of curious.
All right.
honestly, because I feel like they're actually doing better, right, than we are. Because
Yeah, and I don't
masculine,
understand it.
the divine masculine is better with their egos than the divine feminine are. We don't know how to handle like an ego trip. I'm sure that that's not 100% true for some people.
I mean, it's true for John. He's great with his ego. He's got a big one.
Aw.
He's a Virgo.
He does have a really big ego, but we're trying to break it down.
Yeah, but he's very like proud of himself. But I'm, I can't help it that I boost his ego though too. That's part of me.
See, and I feel like Ryan is too hard on himself sometimes. Like he tries to not get his ego involved.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes your ego gets involved when you try not to get your ego involved. Like when you're trying too hard to not get your ego involved, it's even worse. Because then you're internalizing it and you're telling yourself all these lies, which is your ego being involved.
Oh, look at your throat chakras on it today.
My throat chakra, man, it really needs to be cleared. Apparently, I've not been speaking my truth all day. I don't know. That's not true. Is it? No, I have been quiet.
Oh, this is interesting, actually. What I'm getting for the divine masculine. So it's so funny because they got the same card as us. Who in the world are you? But I feel like you said, they're just dealing with it better because they got clock time, pressure, in a rush, and believe, strange encounters. So I feel like they are having some really weird experiences right now, that are kind of allowing them to see the future that they've always wanted and kind of envision the things that they want in life. And it's not freaking them out like they thought they would.
Oh, no, totally. I can so see that happening with Ryan, like 100%, because he's like what he's envisioning right now. He's like really working on envisioning his future between him and I, right, with us. And I think that in the past, something happening like this probably would have scared the crap out of him.
Yeah.
And I also see John doing it too, because everything that he's doing right now would have scared him. Like, because he's diving into things like the unknown of things that he never like didn't even, that he would called
hippie woo woo.
Hippie woo woo, yeah. Hippie woo woo in the past. And now he's actually like approaching it in a way where, okay, if this is what's going to help me heal, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm not going to bullshit myself anymore. I'm like putting myself out there. So yeah, I can totally see that happening with both of them in completely different ways, but all the same, right?
Well, and at the bottom, it was shine bright like a candle. You will make it through this. So it's almost like that they see the light at the end of the tunnel. And it's like, okay, I see it. I envision it. I know it's attainable. So it doesn't freak me out like it would before. So they're seeing the light aspect of it where we're seeing the, oh shit aspect of it. Like.
So I have the Emperor, divine masculine, the Seven of Swords, and the Six of Swords. And the funny thing is I see the Seven of Swords. I see it totally different than a lot of readers do. I see it as detaching from the emotional aspect of things for self-preservational purposes. And then the Six of Swords for me is allowing yourself to move into an easier state. Like, I feel like this is exactly what we were talking about, how they're handling the ego side of things so much easier than we are, because it's like, I don't know, it's just easier for them to get through it. All of this masculine, and that's really what it is. It's masculine energy that's going on in the cosmos right now, because we're in Aries season, masculine energy. We're in, the South Node and Pluto conjunct. That's hella masculine, especially with Saturn. I mean, like, there's that stellium of the karmic South Node, Pluto, and Saturn all year long anyways is going to be rough. And and I feel like that's why they're dealing with the energy so much easier, because we're in such a masculine time right now. Yeah. So the star on the Emperor, they feel very, very confident about the light at the end of the tunnel. Look at the light at the top of that guy's head in the star.
I love that.
They're so much more confident right now, which is interesting. I should really rely on the masculine energy so much more than I do.
Well, and it's funny because I pulled the High Priestess, so I'm wondering what's going to come out next for you, because I feel like they're trusting their intuition more. They're trusting themselves more.
Well, that would be what the star is.
Well, yeah.
So I do feel like they have some decisions they need to make, and they're feeling. I don't know if they feel how they feel about it. I feel like there's a little bit of guilt involved in the decision making that's happening right now. The Two of Pentacles with the Seven of Swords. It almost feels like win or lose. Like it doesn't matter which one I choose. I feel like I'm going to lose on both ends. Like they're having to trust things. They're having to take a leap of faith in life right now. But they feel like in some way, shape, or form, they're going to be hurting somebody out, like with the outcome. And I don't know how this would tie to John for you. I don't even know how it would tie to Ryan because I can't read his mind. But I mean, I can, but I can't.
I think it's because that they feel that if they put the time into themselves, that they're taking away time from us.
Yeah.
Yes, they feel guilty for putting in, because I got the Ace of Autumn, which tells me that they're trying to work on, they're like, okay, well, if I put the time into myself to create this abundance and create this self-healing and do all of these things, then I feel like I'm taking my time and energy away from my divine feminine. But at the same time, if I don't give that to myself, then I lose out and neither one of us are going to be good. So
I'm curious if this is happening in the collective, because I mean, we keep talking about how like where it would be within our experiences.
Yeah.
So I would really like to know if anybody is connected with their divine, the ones that aren't in separation from their divine masculine, how you're seeing this play out in your life. Like I would be very interested, because I feel there's a guilt factor here on whatever decision is being made in the divine masculine's life. I feel like there is a sense of like they're going to have to take the route that's best for them.
Mm-hmm.
And if that means having to leave things behind, or if that means having to, like, they have to take control of their own destiny, they have to take control of their own life. And
Mm-hmm.
whatever that means for them, they're having to, there's a guilt factor there. It could be that maybe they're having to make decisions in their own lives. Like,
and I feel like they're having a lot of epiphanies to understanding themselves more and let go of past fears.
Well, and they're also recognizing that the only way that they're going to make something happen is if they shift their energy on their own. Like they can't just sit back and wait for things to happen anymore. The Wheel of Fortune on the Six of Swords for me is a big shift of energy, but you're the one that starts the wheel turning. You can't control how fast the wheel turns once you get it started, but you can be in control of the wheel by changing direction. You can be in control of the wheel by allowing yourself to shift that energy. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I do feel like the divine, I'm curious because I feel like the divine masculine has decisions. Oh, okay. Really? Does he really have decisions to make? Ace of Swords? Mm-hmm. The Ace of Swords is like having that aha moment, that aha kind of idea. So, yeah. I'm curious what the Seven of Swords is. Like, what is the... and the Empress. So we have the Emperor and the Empress. So they do have a guilty feeling of leaving the Empress behind, or either they feel like they've deceived the Empress in some way, shape, or form. They're going to deceive the Empress in some way, shape, or form, or they don't want to deceive the Empress. So by making the decisions they have to make, it's like they don't want to let the Empress down. That's the thing here. That's what's happening here. They don't want to let the Empress down, but they have to make decisions for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
that's what this is. Very, very interesting. I like it though. I'm glad. And see, that's the thing is when the divine feminine isn't in her ego, like, for example, if we put it into my situation, if Ryan made a decision that was betterment of him for his life and himself, but it affected my life in some way where maybe he couldn't live here, but he had to live somewhere else. Like, for example, if he had to make a decision where he got a job somewhere else and it wasn't here, in his mind, he's letting me down. But because I'm not letting my ego get involved and I know that he has to grow and be on his own journey, I would look at that as, no, that's what you need to do and we'll make it work. Like, we'll figure it out. We'll do whatever we need to do. You can't base your decisions on how I'm going to feel. But that's where the divine feminine within the reading that we had there is coming into alignment with herself and allowing herself to focus on her dreams and not the divine masculine's dreams. That's how we get into that alignment. And that's what I teach when I do the one-on-one coaching sessions is you focus on your dreams and they focus on their dreams. And when you know that you're supposed to be in union, or because it's like, it's a feeling, it's not an ego knowing. The ego knowing is, no, we're supposed to be in union now. Like that, like he's the one that's blocking it. That's an ego, right? He's the one that chose to not be with me. He's the one that chose to do this. He's the one no, that's an ego. That's the divine feminine ego. But when you say, you have the feeling where you both came into alignment, you both did your journeys, you both did what you were supposed to do, and everything is falling into place for you to be together physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, whatever. That's when you feel that the alignment, that's when you feel that the union is supposed to happen.
I feel like like, not to go too much into detail about my situation because it's a very personal and private, but I also feel like this is about sharing our experiences with everyone. And
we can make light of it because we know that laughter is the best policy.
Yeah.
So even though it's a heavy experience, we joke and laugh about it every single day.
Right. So
sometimes at other people's expense.
Right. My expense here.
Not your expense. I don't joke at your expense.
No, but it is one of those things that it's having to learn that if I'm in alignment and John is not in alignment, then we cannot be in harmony. We're in union, but it's not harmonious at the time because he needs to do the work on him and I have more work to do in terms of my mission here. So John is doing healing. He's actually doing one-on-one alignment coaching with Betsy because she's just the best. And I mean, I don't trust him with anyone else.
And if anybody wants to do alignment coaching, you have until the end of April.
Yes. So he's working on that with her. And we had a situation that came up that it triggered both of us, that he had more healing to do and I had more healing to do in terms of his healing, and we just could not be in harmonious union right now. We just can't, because I have a mission that I'm on that I needed to focus on. So it's taken us to a point where he's doing his healing and my mission is just exploding and growing and ever evolving. And it's one of those things that we have to harp on, that it's so important that we have to realize this is our own journeys, our own personal journeys that come into union at some point, but it's a very personal experience. And you have to be aligned with yourself before you can be aligned with the person that you're supposed to be with. So you can't continue to preach, but we're supposed to be together. That's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
But until you can be with yourself,
that's great. That's great.
That's wonderful to hear.
I know that we're really bad at coddling people. We are so bad. We cannot be coddlers.
No, I'm not good at it at all. I'm very much like,
no, me neither.
Okay, we can just continue to repeat that, or we can actually get down to the nitty gritty and do the work. So which one would you rather have?
Right.
Because
And that's why I tell people I would much rather do a twin flame alignment coaching session on you, because I'm tired of doing twin flame readings or soulmate readings where people say, when are we supposed to be in union? And then I have to say, well, that's all up to you. Fake smile. Fonzie, because it's not up to the cards. It is not.
no.
And I cannot lie anymore. And I wasn't really lying before, but I can't do a reading and say you'll be, because every reading that I've done, and I'm like, you'll be in union at this time, but it's not going to last, because then you have this you have to do.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way the readings always go, and they always went. And that's what's really funny is when I started to tell people that I would much rather do alignment coaching sessions than twin flame readings, people started to recognize that it wasn't actually a twin flame that they were with, that they're actually with a karmic. And
Yep.
which is what happened to me, which that doesn't happen to everybody. A lot of people go through their lessons with their twin flame, but there is a bigger percentage of people going through karmic lessons first and then finding their twin flame than, I believe, finding your twin flame and going through the lessons with them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that is, but I've really noticed that more people are meeting karmics and having to learn all the lessons through their karmics first. I don't know why that is. It's very interesting.
I think because we've, as light workers, have kind of raised the vibrations. It's almost like raising the bar. I feel like once the generation before us found their twin flames and started to come, like there was more information accessible to all of us, they raised the bar for the next set, and then the next set, and it comes in waves. I feel like.
Yeah, that really makes a lot of sense.
I was never good at monkey bars though, so
I wasn't either.
No,
because I was really tiny.
Mine was just because I've got no upper body.
I was a midget. Like, legit, they had to put, like, I would flip my muscles weren't developed in kindergarten and first grade. I would flip my pencil out of my fingers all the time because my muscles weren't developed. So remember those, like, those rubber triangles that you would put on pencils?
Yeah.
Are you too young for that?
No, and you would stick them on the top.
Years younger than me. You would never guess because we act the same age.
But it's so funny because 11.
Yeah, anyway, so they would have to put, these triangles were bigger than the normal rubber triangles. And so I would have to teach myself how to hold a pencil until my muscles developed. I had to have like special pencils.
I mean, I just like them because you didn't get those like ridges on your middle finger that made you look like you had like
a callus
or something. Yeah.
A callus. And I would hold on to the pencil really, really tight. And so I still have a callus there.
Same.
My middle finger.
Yeah. And I always
we're so
really close.
This generation doesn't even know, like, they have mechanical pencils. They don't even know what a number 2 pencil is or looks like or how to sharpen one.
They didn't have to get that bicep workout in the middle of the test to crank that little,
And some of those were really hard to turn too.
Yeah. Or your pencil would break off.
It would be like, here, let me try. Yeah, and those pencils that were, anyways.
Yeah, on a tangent on school supplies. What is this? All right, I just want to pull a couple more cards to close out the reading, just from the Archangel Oracle.
Okay.
Just because I'm getting the ringing.
My oldest son is graduating in 2 months. Can you believe that?
I don't want to. I cannot. The one with the voice of an angel. Speaking of archangels.
1.5 months. Yeah, yes. The one that did the voice, and he did not get in this time. The one that has the voice of an angel.
That's because his vibration's too high for them. They can't get with it.
They can't see him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess.
What in God's name? He's
not really into it right now. But I think it's going to smack him in the head one of these days. And he's going to be like, oh, Mom, you were always right. Duh.
We always are. I was going to say, we always are. Well, you especially.
He's a Virgo rising, though, so he thinks he's always right. He's a Gemini sun and a Virgo rising. So,
that's tough.
and a Scorpio moon. Like, legit, the kid thinks he's right all the time, and nobody can tell
That's
him wrong.
okay. I like it. So we got sensitivity. Archangel Haniel. You are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. Well, no shit.
Is
And
that why I've been a Pentosaurus Rex?
And patience, Archangel Jophiel. Your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience.
Solid reading.
I wish that wasn't just for I feel like that was specifically for the divine feminine, because they were kind of like, all right, divine masculine, y'all have got this right now. Divine feminine, get it together.
Seriously, they're really, really, divine masculine's taking everything in stride right now. I'm so proud of them. I really am.
I was gonna say, what a turn of events, right?
I'm seriously, like, if you're divine masculine, if you're not seeing a shift in him or like the way that he's acting or anything like that, I want you to get out of your ego mind and see it in a different way, because I can guarantee you that the divine masculine energy is in a much better place than the divine feminine energy right now, which is fine. Like, it's okay. We don't need to beat ourselves up. We don't need to be like,
no, we balance each other out.
No, just take care of yourself. In fact, it is time for my nightly salt bath, and I will not televise that.
No.
So
it's time for me to try and sleep before Rue is up in the next 2 hours screaming for a bottle. So
I thought John had the night shift.
He leaves. He's leaving me for a week.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. He was like, peace out. I'm out of here.
See, these are the times when I wish I was closer to her, that I would just come spend the night and take care.
Yeah.
Rue. Good sleep. All right.
Rue and I got this. We're on it.
Thank you for joining us for another session of the Twin Flame Chronicles.
Yes.
We will see you again next week. Please be good to yourself this week, and we need to have a sign off. We'll figure one out.
Yeah. Together this week. We'll work on that.
Bye.
Bye.